All phones on mute, bro, for sure. Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahba Hashem Yah Shabrak Thumb to the Akim. Shalom Yahweh Shemon Thumb by Hashem Yah Shah to all the Akwathim. Clap it up for the Lord, man. It's the Lord class. The Lord class. All right. Big ups to precinct officer of 500. Also Sha'al for allowing me once again to hold it down on his behalf. All right. Once again, I like to say my trademark remark. You know, I got another heavy one for you. I put a lot of time into these things. I lean on brotherhood. I stay in counsel, right? And this for you, Israel. Give me some work, man. All right, like, share, and subscribe. Sign the Shining Sheep Baba Kashar. All right, this is an army, man. Nothing's gonna stop the Lord's work. All right. Give me the book of Romans. The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4, Baba Kashar. Let me get there with you. Read it when you got it.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
For our what?
Learning.
And this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. All right. And this is where you do a lot of learning. You read that from the top, Baba Kishore.
Gone. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Read on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
Might have hope, man. Our people are lost. Our people are destroyed because we have no hope. All right. We have no knowledge. We lean on our own understanding. Any more on that, sir? You can drop that. Give me the book of Joshua, Baba Kishore. The book of Joshua. Chapter 1, verse 8.
Gone. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
If you're an anointed priest, man, this book shall be what?
Shall not depart out of thy mouth.
Read on.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
No, a little bit.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
No, be a sluggard.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Day and night, man. Not lean on your own understanding. Scriptures say, I'm paraphrasing, study to show thyself approved, man. This is the law class. The law class. Read on.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
All that is written, right? Not some things, right? All that is written. Read on.
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
No, you should be destroyed.
Thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
No, you should be dead in the spirit.
Thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
You should transgress the law and fornicate.
Thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Read on.
And then thou shalt have good success.
Good success. All right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man, we want to be successful. We're tired of failing. We're masters of failing, masters of being destroyed.
Right.
right? And why are we destroyed? This is the law class, right?
Right.
We were cursed because we disobeyed the Most High.
Right.
So like you said, you have a question?
No, I was going to say that.
Most High, slack it. Most High in Christ. You know, we disobeyed the Most High. We transgressed the law, statutes, and commandments. So we have no success. We got scattered through the four corners of the earth. And in so doing so, most of our history has been destroyed and lost. Right? We've been brainwashed. We've adapted the customs of the nations, of the heathens, who are worth nothing to the Most High power. Right? Give me your 2 Timothy, Baba Kishore. 2 Timothy chapter 3.
God.
Verse 16, Baba Kishore.
Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. All scriptures is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
For correction, you know, words hurt, man. All right. The words of the Most High, man, are a two-edged sword, man. You notice, right? We're gonna bring out an example, right? Read that again. I don't want nobody to trip.
God.
I'm gonna put out a heathen as an example, and then we're gonna get further into the topic. Read on.
God, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction and righteousness.
For instruction and righteousness, man. We are a righteous people, a holy people, a set apart people, a peculiar people. You can't forget that.
Right.
These other nations are here to serve you.
Right.
All right. We are their taskmasters. We are their slave masters. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Don't ever forget that. We are the salt of the earth, and we have a certain dignity.
Right.
Can I get that? Can I get that word, Baba Kishore? The definition of the word dignity.
God. Dignity, the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
Of being what? Being honored or respected. Right?
God, dignity, the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect.
Or respect, man. There's no honor within these nations. There's no honor amongst thieves. Out there in the world, man, we don't have no honor amongst ourselves.
Right.
Because we don't love one another. Or we confuse the word love for lust or infatuation. You have a question, sir?
No, I just want to say some other words. Nobility.
No what?
Nobility.
Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, or what?
Nobility.
Read on.
Decorum.
The what?
Decorum.
The quorum, man. That's a word that's very common in these doors. Read on.
Correctness.
Correctness. Right? The
Right.
straight way. Read on.
Righteousness.
Righteousness.
Respectability.
Respectability.
God.
Right? And the most high power, I'm paraphrasing, the most high power is not a respecter of persons, man. Can I get that?
God.
So we have this topic, man. Our sisters, right, have no dignity in the world, man, because they don't know who they are. We've been slaves and captives for too long. Kayal, ya Allah, leave your brother alone. Let him get some rest. All right, we out here twerking. Right, our destroyed sisters out there twerking, leading these heathen women, right, to lead them. Like they want to be divas like them. They want to have be what's that word? They call themselves the boss. The boss of what? That goes against the nature of the Most High. Right? They have no dignity. They walk around unmodest in whorish apparel. Then they get raped. Then they have kids. They don't want the kid. Right? Some of us are products of rape.
Right.
Right? Especially when them Spaniards came. And that other nation with an unknown tongue came and bashed our children against the stones and raped our women and killed our men of valor. Our sisters out there need help, man.
Right.
They need to be God-fearing. They need to be submissive. Back onto my topic.
Salaki, I got that scripture you wanted.
Come on, sir.
Romans chapter 2, verse 11. For there is no respect of persons with God.
There is no respect of persons with the Most High power, man, Yahweh. All right? And as we brought out, I keep talking about the study guide, man. Study to show thyself to be approved. All right? This is a bedrock book, right? Very basic for your foundation. Akim Akwathium, right? This is nature knows no Kunalan. Can they see this?
Gone.
This is by A.J. Rogers, right? Nature knows no color line, right? Nature knows no color line. It's a lot of meat in here. I want to go into page 148. Page 148. Right, I want to go into this Hottentot Venus, right? This heathen woman from South Africa, right? Page 148. No. All right, you have to study to show thyself approved, man. Because here our scholars here, man, our anointed priests, right? We correct these books in here, man. This is about the only thing you're gonna find about this woman right here, man. All right. Yeah, she was a heathen from the Khoikhoi tribe, right? However, she can relate. She can relate with all of Israel, right? This disgusting nation, right, has a specific nature, just like the rest of the nation, even our own people who are wicked, right? And it states, right, page 148 of Nature Knows No Color Line, the celebrated Hottentot Venus, brought from South Africa and exhibited nude in Europe. Right, she was exhibited nude in a museum for many years. Right, I think it was over 100 years. Right, in Europe, she was a sensation. Now this is the white man talking. Right, ain't nothing sensational about a naked heathen. Right, a naked woman. Period. Right. It says she had several white lovers, and her projecting buttocks set a fashion among white women, right? Who in imitation wore a bustle or a large pad over their hips. The figure of her was molded from life and is in the Musée del Homies. Like I have not unlocked the French language, right, of Paris. her labia, right? Y'all know what labia means, right? Her labia minoria were a sensation too for what they were like sex and race, right? The Khoikhoi tribe was known for having a specific labia, right? And this devil, right, gave her syphilis. They whored her out. They put her in a circus. And then this is a heathen.
Right.
You might say to yourself, so what? It's a heathen, right? The common denominator is that damn devil, man, them Edomites, man. Okay, we can drop that. You can purchase this book from our study guide, right? It's a lot of meat in here. Okay, drop that. Give me Salaka, give me Genesis 34, Baba Kishore.
God.
Let me get there with you. Hey, big ups to Commandant John Yohana, man.
That's right.
All right. Big ups to Commandant John Yohana, all right, who stated, right, that he doesn't know any other vile beast than this wicked devil, man. This damn white man, man. All right. We don't marry their children. We don't give our children to their children, no matter what nation they are. We don't marry outside of our race.
That's right.
So now that we got that out of the way, it also has happened within our nation. All right. There's a lot of sisters out there that's been raped, defiled, molested. A lot of our sisters have low self-esteem. Those are all demons, man. Those are all learned behaviors. All right. We need to save our women, man. We need to bring up our nation, man. The book of Genesis, chapter 34. I'm gonna give you some examples of this incident happening within our nation in the scriptures.
God. Genesis chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter of Leah,
That's one of our foremothers.
which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Verse 2. And with Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite,
The what?
the Hivite,
Read.
the prince of the country. Salakia, Hivite is African.
Right. Another disgusting nation.
Right. Prince of the country saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her.
So here it is. Now we have these disgusting, stinking Egyptians, right? These Hamites raping one of our daughters of Zion, one of our sisters. I think you have to have a big mental problem where you have to rape a woman.
Right.
Right, and these are just some examples. All right, read on.
Verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob.
The daughter of who?
Jacob.
That's your daughter, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. That's your sister.
Right.
Read on.
And he loved the damsel.
There's that word again. What's that word?
Damsel.
The loved. And he loved.
And he loved the damsel.
He didn't love her, man. He was infatuated. Read on.
And spake kindly unto the damsel.
Ain't trying to sugarcoat her out her drawers, man. These disgusting nations don't have no protocols, man. Read on.
Verse 4. And Shechem spake unto his father Hamor,
Go ahead.
saying, Get me this damsel to wife.
Give me this damsel to what?
Wife.
Hey, Salaki, I forgot the brother's name when when he said, get you a husband that wants to be a husband, not just wants the wife.
Mm.
All right, that's very deep right there, man.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter.
Hey, Salaki, where's my princess? Salaki.
Gone. Genesis chapter 34, verse 5. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter.
His what?
His daughter.
It's washing up, man. All right, I got a couple arrows, man. My quiver stay full.
That's right.
Right. Now picture you as a father hearing this news. Right. Read it one more time for the YouTube.
And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter.
Read on.
Now his sons were with his cattle in the field.
I got a whole lot of sons. Read on.
And Jacob held his peace until they were come.
Read on, sir.
Verse 6.
That takes a lot of discipline, man.
Right.
All right. Decorum. That's that word we hear about. So often here. Ring bells here within these doors, man. Read on.
Verse 6. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him.
Read on, sir.
Verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it.
How many sons did Jacob have? Yeah, 12 sons, right? 12 sons. No one speaks about Dinah or Dinah. Right? Read on.
Gone. And the men were grieved, and they were very wroth.
They were very what?
Wroth.
They were pissed, man. Read on.
Because he had wrought folly in Israel.
He had did what?
Wrought folly in Israel.
Yeah, we don't play that here in Israel, man. No tribe.
Right.
You got a question, Mupataza?
The term got violated. The word violated.
Right.
He literally violated us. We're about to find out in a minute.
Right. You don't play that here. You know, children, I'm paraphrasing, man. Children are a heritage unto the most high power, man. We are his weapons of war.
Right.
Read on.
God. In lying with Jacob's daughter.
Like with what?
In lying with Jacob's daughter. Which thing ought not to be done? Verse 8. And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you, give her him to wife.
He already tasted the box, man, or the matrix, all right, or the lobby. Read on.
Verse 9. And make ye marriages with us.
And make me what?
Marriages with us.
So lock it. What is sex? Anybody online, anybody in the room. But, hey, get that powerful priest. What's up, 5,000 slide Allah? That's right. That's marriage, man. Sex is marriage, man. And this goddamn stinking Hamite did what to our sister? He defiled her.
Right.
He raptured her, ravaged her, right? So now he's married. According to our customs, that's the husband. Read on.
God. And give your daughters unto us.
And then what?
And give your daughters unto us.
Hell, stinking Hamites want us to break our customs, man.
Right.
Our laws, statutes, and commandments, man. There ain't nobody to make no goddamn demands, man. Whether here in captivity or here in the book of Genesis, man.
Right.
Read on.
And take our daughters unto you.
We don't want them stinking non-clitoris, onion smelling heathens, man.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 10. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you.
We don't sit with no other nations, man. Read on.
Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein.
And get you what?
Possessions therein.
That's all these other disgusting nations want, man. Whether it's the Ishmaelites, whether it's the Moabites, no matter what they are outside of ourselves, right? They want us to be a possession.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 11. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brother, let me find grace in your eyes. And what shall ye say unto me? I will give.
Lock it. Read on, sir.
Verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife.
This is the heathen pleading with Jacob, man. Read on.
Verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem.
And the sons of what?
Jacob.
The princes of the power, man. These are our forefathers, man. Pay attention to the type of spirit they have. Read on.
And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor and his father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister.
They did what?
Defiled Dinah, their sister.
Read on.
Verse 14. And they said unto them, we cannot do this thing.
We cannot what?
Do this thing, to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised.
One of them is what?
Uncircumcised.
And all these disgusting nations, man, are uncircumcised.
Right.
Read on.
For that were a reproach unto us.
A what?
A reproach unto us.
Read on.
Verse 15. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised.
Pay attention now. Read on.
Then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people.
We'll become what?
One people.
One people. All right, one people. I don't get it twisted, man. You know, there's a lot of prominent figures who had heathen wives. Okay,
Right.
that doesn't make you half this, half that, or I'm a mutt with the spirit of a slut. You know, you're leaning on your own understanding.
Right.
Whatever the father is, that's what the child is, man. The man is the one who puts seed into the woman.
Right.
All right, read on.
Verse 17. But if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised.
To be what?
Circumcised.
To be what?
Circumcised.
Yeah, big ups to all you that are circumcised, man. All right. Both of the spirit and in your heart, man.
Right.
Read on.
Then will we take our daughter, and we will be gone.
We will be what?
Gone.
Yeah. Read on.
Verse 18. And their words pleased Hamor and Hamor's son.
You can drop down to the what they did. I think it's 25
Gone.
for time's sake. Or you can start at 24. Bubba Kashaw, sir.
Gone. Verse 24. Drop down to verse 24. And unto Hamor and unto Shechem his son hearkened all that went out of the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised.
And every what?
And every male was circumcised.
Man, now this is a time where they didn't have the technology that we have here in our captivity, man.
Right.
All right, people were getting circumcised with sharp stones. All right, big up to them Gadites, man. All right, they know all about sharp stones and bows and arrows and tomahawks, right? So imagine you physically getting circumcised with a sharp rock, right? Read on.
All that went out of the gate of his city.
All that went out of the gate of this city, man. I think they banned it for some time because people were dying, babies were dying, right? When they got circumcised, you know, I think they tied them down to a table like this, and the babies would turn blue and die from being circumcised. Read on.
Verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day.
On the what?
Third day.
Yeah. The more you read these scriptures, man, these numbers become peculiar to you. 3, 12, 144. Read on.
When they were sore.
When they were what?
Sore.
Meaning in pain. Read on.
That two of the sons of Jacob.
Read on.
Simeon and Levi.
Simeon and who?
Levi.
You so-called Dominicans and Haitians. Read on.
Dinah's brethren.
Dinah's what?
Brethren.
Brothers. Read on.
Took each man his sword.
Took them what?
Each man his sword.
Read on.
And came upon the city boldly. And slew all the males.
And slew all the males, man. All the males. All right. Kill them all, man.
Right.
All right. Read on.
Verse 26. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword.
With the edge of the what?
Sword.
Right. Read on.
And took Dinah out of Shechem's house.
And they rescued her out that disgusting heathen's house, man. Get my sister back smelling like frankincense and myrrh. Read on.
And went out.
Read on, sir.
Verse 27, Salakia. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister.
Now, my question is, right, were they in the right? Were they in the right for doing this? Were they in the wrong for doing this? Was them disgusting Europeans, right, wrong for doing that to that heathen Hottentot Venus? Right, Salaki, what's the sister's name? They got raped and Salaki, no, the sister that was in the army. No sweat. The sister was in the army, right, and was brutally ravished. They put acid in her vagina. Okay. It's a common thing, man. It's a common thing with these disgusting heathens, man. Right? They're very disgusting. They have no place with you. Do not marry them, man. Some of us had no choice. All right. They are not of our bloodline. They are not of our people. Okay. The Most High power is racist.
Salakia, was her name Lavinia Johnson?
The what? Give that piece of hand, man. All right. So it even goes here until today. All right. I don't encourage our women or our Akim to join none of their police force, none of their armed forces, none of that. Because that's the end result. You have a question, sir? A comment? Comment, sir. She was murdered. Damn right. Get that piece of hand. All right. They called it. They covered it up. They covered it up. You know. That's what their nature is, man. Why else would you put battery acid in a woman's vagina and then call it a suicide? I don't think no woman is that far gone where she would put battery acid in her vajiji and her hoo-ha, as my rib says. Shout out to my rib. All right. You can drop that. Let's give you another example. Right, give me 2 Samuel, Baba Kishore. 2 Samuel chapter 13. We can start at verse 1.
God. Salakia. 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David,
The son of who?
the son of David,
Read on.
had a fair sister.
Had a what?
Had a fair sister.
Come on, man. Our women, all 12 flavors, man. All 12 flavors, man, are beautiful. All right. Our women are not ugly. Okay. I don't care what they say in the world, man. All our women are drop dead gorgeous. They come in all different flavors and sizes, and they're peculiar and precious, and they should be trained up, not treated like dogs and whores or taken by force.
Right.
You get people like me that be the outcome of rape. I have a personal, peculiar animosity towards these homosexual demons, right? These rape demons. All right. Half our nation came about after the curses, man,
Right.
due to rape. Read on.
God. That Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister whose name was Tamar.
Whose name was what?
Tamar.
Read on.
And Ammon, the son of David, loved her.
The son of what?
David loved her.
Read on.
Verse 2. And Amnon was so vexed that he felt sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin.
She was a what?
A virgin.
And virgin. Do we have to give you the breakdown of the word virgin? All right. A virgin is a woman of marriageable age.
Right.
You have a question? We're in 2 Samuel.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 2.
Verse 2. Read on. Oh, yeah, on the ball.
Verse 2. And Amnon was vexed, and Amnon was so vexed that he felt sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
These are sexual immoralities, man. Read on. You got a question?
It's what we call incest.
Incest, that's right.
Verse
Yeah.
3. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab,
Jonadab, right?
the son of Shemiah, David's brother.
David's who?
David's brother.
Read on.
And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
He's subtle man, right? Read on.
Verse 4. And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son,
The king's what?
king's son,
Read on.
lean from day to day?
Lean from day to day. Read on.
Wilt thou now tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar.
I love what?
Tamar,
Read on.
my brother Absalom's sister.
My what?
My brother Absalom's sister. Verse 5.
We don't play that. We don't play that at all, man. Read on.
Verse 5. And Jonadab said unto him, lie thee down on thy bed, and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee,
I what?
I pray thee,
Read on.
let my sister Tamar come.
Let my what?
Let my sister Tamar come,
Read on.
and give me meat,
Read on.
and dress the meat in my sight.
Meaning he wanted for Tamar to cook the meal in front of him, right? So he can, I guess, lust after her, right? Read on.
that I may see it
Read on.
and eat it at her hand.
Because she has to cater to him, being that he's pretending to be sick. All right. The wicked. This is what happens when you don't have the truth, man.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 6. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come, and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand.
Drop down to verse 7.
Verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, Go now to thy brother Amnon's house, and dress him meat. Verse 8. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes.
Hey man, big ups to all the sisters out there, man, and the cooking chats, man. You know, making sure that the priests and prophets of each one of your zones are well fed and nourished, man. Our sisters are not only beautiful and modest, right, and God fearing, but they also do their thing in their kitchen, man. Even if a sister didn't know, she gonna learn today when she gets some sisterhood, man. Read on.
God. Verse 9. And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, Have out, or men from me.
Have what?
Have out, or men from me.
Read on.
And they went out, every man from him.
Read on.
Verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, Bring the meat into the chamber.
Into the what?
Into the chamber.
Y'all know what the bed chamber is, right?
Right.
Read on.
That I may eat of thine hand.
That I may eat of thine hand. Read on.
And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon, her brother.
We can drop down to where he forced her.
Slaki, we should go to verse
That's
11.
13, Baba Kishore.
Gone. And whither shall I cause my shame to go?
Let's read that again.
And whither shall I cause my shame to go?
A shamefaced woman, rings a bell. A shamefaced woman. Read on.
And as for thee.
As for who?
And as for thee.
Read on.
Thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel.
There's a lot of fools in Israel, man. You lean on your own understanding. You're into sexual morality, right? Read on.
Now, therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king.
Speak unto who?
The king.
Read on.
For he will not for he will not withhold me from thee.
Read on.
Verse 14. Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, force her and lie with her.
And what?
And lie with her.
And when you force a woman out her will, man, right? And in this case, right, you raped her.
Right.
You ravished her. And it goes on today. And it goes on with children. And it goes on with teenagers whose bodies ain't even developed to have children. And it goes on to women who think that being a whore, having their cake and eat it too, is tawab, as we say. It's disgusting. Read on.
God. Verse 15. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
He did what?
Hated her exceedingly.
Amen. That's a wicked dude. He ate himself. Read on.
So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
It was never loved. It was never loved, man. It was lust. It was infatuation. Just like that disgusting heathen we just talked about. All right, read on.
Gone. And Amnon said unto her, Arise, be gone.
Be what?
Arise, be gone.
Yeah, he hit it with the Jay-Z. 5 o'clock. I'll be kicking her out. Yeah.
Right.
All right, we don't need to go further into this, right? Y'all get the point,
Gone.
right? This is within our own people,
Right.
our own nation, right? We can drop that. Well, some of our sisters, man, they don't know how to be submissive. They don't know how to be God fearing. Nah, brothers either. All right. It's real disgusting. It's real disgusting where you fall into in your sexual wickedness, right? And you teach that to the young sisters coming up, when all our records state that our women are virtuous women. All right. They respect their husbands. They don't. Oh, you never hear about them putting them on child support, kicking them out the house, right? Killing their children,
Right.
right? That's a man's legacy, man.
Right.
I said it earlier, man. I paraphrase it, man. Children are a heritage unto the most high power, man. Some of that victimization, it turns women out, man. It turns our sisters out. It turns women out in general, no matter what nation.
Right.
And it's enforced upon whatever nation. I just gave you an example within Israel itself. You have to have fear of the Lord, man. You have to have the truth. All right. This is what this is destroying our people.
Right.
Okay. Give me the book of Proverbs, chapter 31. 31, verse 25. Salaki. A lot of sisters, right? They use they quote this. They quote Proverbs 31, right? They quote this and they can't break it down. They don't Salaki. They don't understand it, right? Read on.
Which verse?
Oh, the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 25.
Gone.
Salaki.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25. Strength and honor are her clothing.
Strength and what?
Strength and honor are her clothing.
That's the law, man. That's the strength, man. Our power comes from Yahweh, man. All right. And honor. That's that dignity we brought out earlier.
Right.
All her clothing. Right. Read on.
And she shall rejoice in time to come.
And what?
And she shall rejoice in time to come.
It doesn't say that she should be a whore or a harlot. Right. She shall rejoice in time to come, man. Strength and honor are her clothing, man. All right. Any more than that? You can drop that. Give me the book of Psalms. Psalms 128. Right, this is how a woman should carry themselves. Right? Can you read Proverbs 31, verse 25, Baba Kashaw? For the sister.
Gone. So I'll get there again. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 25. Strength and honor are her clothing.
Strength and honor are her clothing, man. Our strength comes from the Lord, man. Our strength is the law, statutes, and commandments, our customs, how we eat, how we smell, how we, what's that word? Salakia, answer, right? Thawada, right? What's that? That's our, in Spanish, it's called modelos. What's that word? our mannerisms. Salakia, our mannerisms. Right? Read on.
And she shall rejoice in time to come.
In time to come, man. Right? That honors her dignity, which we brought out earlier. You have a question, Mopazza? Right. I said it in Spanish. Right, but it's mannerisms. The water. Give me the book of Psalms 128. You're gonna start at verse 3, Kasho.
God.
Just know that a God-fearing woman, man, won't allow her to put herself in a situation like this. All right. I remember what my forefather Joseph did when that disgusting heathen tried to throw the box at him, right? Run, Joseph, run. Just run. You can read it where you got it.
God. Psalm chapter 128, verse 3. Thy wife shall be as a fruitful vine.
Hey, what?
Fruitful vine.
Read on.
By the sides of thine house.
Of who?
Thine house.
Read on.
Thy children like olive plants.
Like what?
Olive plants.
Read on.
Round about thy table.
About that table, man. A woman's gonna honor her husband, man. Not promote herself to be a prostitute. All right. Hey, Salak, if you become a victim, you know that's a very unfortunate event. All right. There's a lot of victimized sisters, so please don't misconstrue what I'm trying to bring out here. All right. Dinah was a victim. All right. Hey, even Susanna, I brought out Susanna, right, in the beginning of this series. Susanna was almost raped too.
Right.
Okay. She was about to be put to death. All right. No different from the other heathen, Sarah Bartman. Right. Read on.
God. Verse 4. Behold, that thus shall the man be blessed that feareth the Most High.
No, that leans into his own understanding.
That feareth the Most High.
That indulges in his sexual immorality.
That feareth the Most High.
That feareth the Most High. Read on.
Verse 5. The Most High shall bless thee out of Zion.
Out of what?
Zion.
God-fearing women are daughters of what?
Zion.
Read on.
And thou shalt see the good of Jerusalem all the days of thy life.
All the days of our life. Read on.
Verse 6. Yea, thou shalt see thy children's children.
Thy what?
Thy children's children.
That's a big blessing, man.
Right.
That's an ultimate blessing. Read on.
And peace upon Israel.
And shalom upon Yasharallah. All right. You can drop that, sir. All right. This is 1-4. Let's stay in the book of Psalms. Give me Psalms 115, Baruch.
God.
All right. Every time I read this, I reflect on the blessing of my tribe. I shout out the tribe of Ephraim.
That's right.
Shout out all the tribes.
That's
man.
right.
All right. There is no tribalism in the ISUPK.
That's
man. We are
right.
one body, one doctrine, one spirit. You can read it when you got it. Verse 14, Psalms 115, verse 14, Baba Kasho.
God. Psalms chapter 115, verse 14. The Most High shall increase you more and more. You and your children.
You and your what?
Children.
Read on.
Verse 15. Ye are blessed of the Most High, which made heaven and earth.
We are blessed, man. We are a blessed people, man. Don't forget that. We are a set apart people, man. Ain't nothing. If we're the salt of the earth, man, right? Ain't nothing that we don't need these disgusting heathens, man. Stop twerking like them. Stop destroying yourself like them. Come into the ISUPK. All right, get inside this body.
Right.
Learn your culture.
That's right.
Learn how to fear the Lord.
Right.
Learn to honor your husband. All right. Learn to be a Proverbs 31 woman. All right, you can drop that. Give me the book of Deuteronomy. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28, 28 verse 54. Baba Kashaw.
God.
Shalom, Shito. $23, Salakia.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Is what?
His brother.
His brother, man. And you have no brotherhood. You love God, but you hate your brother, right? The truth is not in you. You're a disgusting, wicked individual. You need to check your spirit. All right. Read on.
God. And toward the wife of his bosom.
The what?
And toward the wife of his bosom.
Man, whether you got raped or not, man, whether you were victimized or not, whether you were submissive or not, man, you are a reflection of your head, man, of your Adawan. All right. Don't disgrace your man.
Right.
Fear the Lord, man. We have laws depending on the situation. We have protocols. All right, we do not play that, Israel. Read on.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
He shall do what?
Leave.
Read on.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them. Salakia. Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat.
He shall eat. Read on.
Because he have nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
And all that what?
Gates.
Read on.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you.
The what?
The tender and delicate woman among you,
Read on.
which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness
Yeah.
and tenderness.
What?
For delicateness and tenderness.
That's our women, man. All right. That's our women. That's Yasharala, man. The souls of their feet are so tender, man. It's soft. They're delicate women, God-fearing women. Don't get it wrong. I don't brought out some sisters in our nation, man, that were killers too. All right. Read on.
God. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
The husband of her bosom. All right. Court that sister, man. Court that brother. And court them and court them and court them and court them again. All right. Don't get into situations where you get ravished. Right. Look at Joy Morgan. All right.
Right.
For them purple faggots. All right. They don't believe in multiple wives. All right. Turn me up, Baba Kashaw. They don't believe in multiple wives. They believe in one wife. Right. So they call our sister Joy Morgan. Right. She was our sister. Right. Even though she was with them purple faggots. Right. They called her a whore. The water priest. They called her a whore. And unlike the sisters we brought out so far, right? They let a goddamn heathen in their congregation, man.
Right.
We do not play that, man.
Right.
They cannot sit with us, man.
Right.
All right. Read on.
God. Salakia.
Evil towards her husband.
Her eyes shall be evil toward the bosom of her husband and toward her son.
And towards her what?
Her son.
Man, if you're out there in front of the damn abortion clinic, bring your child to the ISUPK.
That's right.
All right, we would gladly take your son or daughter and give them a great education and teach them to fear God,
Damn right.
right? And we will tax you 3/4 of your income too.
Right.
Read on.
And toward her daughter.
And towards her what?
Daughter.
Read on.
Verse 57.
57.
And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
From her what?
Her feet.
Yeah. It don't matter if it's a C-section, a test tube baby, or through the matrix. Read on.
And toward her children which she shall bear.
Read on.
For she shall eat them for want of all things.
You got sisters out there selling their baby during the crack pandemic, man. Right? There's a lot of raping going on.
Right.
All right. There was a lot of whoring going on. All right. They lived in the moment and then they regretted it. They lived in resentment because they didn't serve the Most High. Neither one of them. And now you have one of our offspring, one of our prince or princesses of the power suffering. Read on.
Secretly in the siege and straitness.
And the what?
Secretly in the siege and straitness.
Read on.
Wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates.
And who is the enemy, man? Them damn heathens, man. Right now we're in spiritual Egypt. The disgusting Edomites are our enemy, as well as the other nations, man.
Right.
All right. Some of you wicked, destroyed brothers too. All right. Read on.
Gone. Verse 58.
You could drop that.
Gone.
It's like, give me 58. This
Gone.
is the lower class.
Verse 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law,
Of what?
of this law,
No, of your own understanding.
this law,
No, of the heathens.
this law
Read on.
that are written in this book,
There are what?
that are written in this book,
No, this is a white man's book.
that are written in this book,
No, this is a fairy tale.
that are written in this book,
Read on.
that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name,
And what is his name, man?
the Most High thy power,
The what?
the Most High thy power.
Yahweh in the Hebrew, man.
Gone.
That is our power. That is where our honor and our integrity come from. That is where the way we act, speak, eat, our dignity comes from the Most High power, man. Not no disgusting heathens, man. Give up the world, man.
Right.
Ain't nothing out there. You got your own world. Any more than that? You can drop that. Give me Lamentations book. Lamentations chapter 4. You know, them kids out there, our seeds out there hurting in them group homes, man. And them
Right.
foster homes, man. All right. They get adopted. What was that football player? That it was a movie about him. Them damn honky Edomites adopted him. They called him Big Mike. The what? Blindside. That was one of our brothers, man. That was one of our brothers. Right.
What's called? They got to say that basically they made it look like the cat was retired and ain't know how to play football. Like,
Right.
basically, they did not teach that football.
That's correct. And it was all about money, their schemes. Guys, sir.
Something they call the Great White Hope.
The great.
The great. No, that's a literal thing.
Right.
Like, if you go back and watch them old 1950s Tarzan movies, that's the whole big thing. You got this white man stranded in the jungle. His parents died, raised by apes.
Raised by
But
what?
still, raised by apes.
Raised
but
by
still
apes.
He's better than all the Africans.
Than all the Africans. That brings me back to Sarah Bartman. Right? A white man thought that she was related to apes. They think that you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, are descendants of apes. Okay? We should have never been kind to them. Should have never taught them how to bathe themselves. We should have never disobeyed and transgressed the law, statutes, and commandments. Now they have authority over us, and they lie and they make stuff up and they rape our women and they put knees upon our necks and they hang us from trees.
Right.
And then generations later, as you find warrants out for them, they hunt our steps.
Right.
Me, Lamentations chapter 4 and 6, Baruch Kishore.
Gone. Lamentation chapter 4, verse 6. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom.
Now y'all know what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, right? That was the root of all sexual iniquity, man.
Right.
All sexual transgression, man. The Most High destroyed. They were so defiled, man. They tried to rape the Most High, the Alahayim, man. They had two angels, man, in fleshly form, and they tried to rape them, man. And you got another disgusting Hamite, Barack Obama, right, and plays the word game, right? They take crafty counsel and they play the word game, right? And they say they legalize gay rights. Growing up, gay meant happy. So how can you legalize a human emotion? Gay means what now?
Salakia,
What does gay mean now?
according to the white offensive terms,
Khan,
happy.
Allah. What does it mean now with this whole LGBTQZ movement?
Gay.
Gay.
Talking about homosexuals.
No, right, Salakia. What does the word gay mean?
Homosexual.
Homosexual.
Gone.
Right, that's a great sin, right? One of the big. There is no sodomite, right? No sodomite is going to enter the kingdom, man. Whether from our nation, go ahead.
I'm just saying the way they put that, so it doesn't mean happy.
Right.
It doesn't mean happy. Right, but we're not even Salagi Osabaja. How much percentage of a man are we considered? How much percentage of a man are we considered? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people.
1/3.
33% of a man. They say that we originated from apes. They hate us with a perpetual hatred. See, they destroyed us and they read our records. They know exactly who you are, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian. They hate us so much, they took over our land, right? And over our identity. And they manipulate us. They destroy us. They made us a monopoly.
Right.
They taught us to hate each other, rape each other, to put on their strength and dishonor.
Right.
What is their strength and dishonor, man? Their strength and dishonor is everything that goes against our culture,
Right.
our ethics, our democracy. Read on.
Khan. That was overthrown as in a moment, and no hands stayed on her.
And know what?
And no hands stayed on her.
Salakia. Give me verse 3, Baruch Kishore.
Khan, verse 3. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast.
Even the what?
Even the sea monsters draw out the breast.
Read on.
They give suck to their young ones.
They give what?
Suck to their young ones.
No, they bring them to the chop shop.
They give suck to their young ones.
No, they abandon them at somebody's door.
They give suck to their young ones.
Read on.
The daughter of my people is become cruel.
Come what?
Cruel.
Cruel, man. No longer sensitive or God-fearing, man. She got turned out. Read on.
Like the ostriches.
Like
in
the what?
Ostriches.
Like the what?
Ostriches
Y'all know that animal, man. Read on.
in the wilderness.
And the what?
Wilderness.
And if you're not in the truth, man, that's what you are, man. If you're out there twerking putting them DSLs to work, all right, defiling yourself, all right, you're in the wilderness, man. You're spiritually dead, man. That's what the will. If you're not in the truth, you're in the wilderness, man. If you're in a fake Hebrew Israelite group, man, you are in the wilderness, man.
That's right.
There are disrespectful sons.
Right.
They're no difference. They're no difference than King David's son who forced himself upon his own sister
Right.
in all ways, shapes, and forms, man. You can drop that. Give me the book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 39. Verse 12, Baba Kishore.
Gone. Job chapter 39, verse 12. Wilt thou believe him?
Slaka. Start at verse 9.
Gone. Job chapter 39, verse 9. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee, or abide by thy crib?
Read on.
Verse 10. Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow, or will he harrow the valleys after thee?
That's a tribe of Ephraim, man. Read on.
Verse 11. Wilt thou trust him?
Well, like
Because
what?
wilt thou trust him?
Read on.
Because his strength is great.
His what?
Is great.
That's the most high power, man. Read on.
Or wilt thou leave thy labor to him?
Read on.
Verse 12. Wilt thou believe him?
Wilt thou what?
Wilt thou believe him?
Read on.
That he will bring home thy seed,
Home thy what?
seed,
Read on.
and gather it unto thy barn.
Until thy barn. All right, this is where the meat was. Give me a 13, Baba Kishore.
God. Verse 13. Thou gavest thou the goodly wings,
The what?
the goodly wings
Read on.
unto the peacock.
Hey, give big. I want to shout out my wife, man. Always calling me a peacock, man. All right, nothing wrong. That's very scriptural, man. Read on.
Or wings and feathers unto the ostrich.
Until the what?
The ostrich.
Or wings and feathers until the ostrich, man. Even the ostrich being in the wilderness, man, took care of her kids, man. All right, read on.
God.
We got how we looking on the time?
Verse 14.
We got like 40 minutes.
More sign Christ. You can drop that, sir, for time's sake. You can drop that. Give me the book of Judges.
Oh shit, Salakia, 30 minutes.
No sweat. Give me the book of Judges, chapter 19. Let me get there with you. You can read it when you got it. You can start at verse 1.
God.
We all know sex is marriage, right? If you've been following the series thus far, we brought out what a wife is, right? The definition of a concubine, a harlot, a prostitute, a woman of the night. We've given you endless examples of virtuous, God-fearing women, right? And disrespectful sisters, right? Even victims. Read on.
God. Judges chapter 19, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel.
No what?
No king in Israel.
Read on.
that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim,
Now, as you already know, man, the law was given unto the tribe of Levi, man. All right, read on.
who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Out of what?
Bethlehem, Judah.
All right, so this sister was in that land, right? Bethlehem, Judah, right? Now marrying within the nation is completely lawful, right? As long as she's one of us, no matter what tribe, right? Can you give me the definition of concubine, Baba Kashaw?
God.
Right, there's a big difference with this word. Look over your notes so that you understand the context of what we bring it out, the examples of what we bring it out, and the purpose, man. You have to stay for. It's so easy to get distracted in the truth, right? It's very easy to get distracted in the truth. All right.
Concubine. A woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives.
Then is what?
That is what.
Salaki, I'm going to read it again. Concubine. A woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives.
Then his wife or wives, man. All right. There's no concubines here, man. All right. Sex is marriage. You reap what you sow. You get what you ask for. Love her, man. That's still your sister, man. Love her. Teach her. All right. Read on.
God. Verse 2. And his concubine played the whore against him.
Salakia. You was in the middle of verse 1.
Salakia. Verse 1 again from the top. And it came to pass, in those days there were no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim,
On the side of Mount Ephraim. Read on.
who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah.
Salakia. That was my fault. Read on.
Verse 2. And his concubine played the whore against him.
Played the what?
Whore against him.
Man, there should be no whores of the daughters of Israel.
Right.
Can we get that real quick, Baba Kashaw?
God.
All right, take notes, man. All right, bring out your precept books, your dictionaries, your swords, your apocryphas. All right, bring it all. These are your weapons of warfare, man. It's easy to get distracted in the truth, all right, or from this work. You have to stay diligent, stay grounded. All right, and it all starts with loving your brother instead of hating him. It starts with keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It starts with waking up, man. All right. Hey, big up to Captain Mashak Mayum, man. But
That's
Yum Yum. All right. The Lord used that powerful captain to bring me up out of the world, man. All right. We all went through hell, man. All right. But we all have our stories, right? We all have our situations, right? But once you come in through them doors, man, you start to get bread life into you, man. All right. And this is what it's all about, man. Forget what you think you know. You don't know nothing.
Right.
All right. You have to change. If you stay in council long enough, you hear that word come to mind. Change. You have to change. You have to separate. You have to give up the world. You have to go against all this blasphemy. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
We don't want no whores here, man. We don't want no WAP. None of that. Any more than that?
Nor a sodomite.
No, what?
Sodomite
They get it too. Read on.
of the sons of Israel.
And the only time they're accepted, man, is they shed themselves. They become born again. They give up the world, man. They overcome them demons, man. This war is spiritual warfare, man. And this is not us. You back to Judges, Baba Kishore?
God, Judges chapter 19, verse 2. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months.
How much?
4 whole months.
Yeah. Some of us have missions for 4 months and can't see our wives. All right. This sister here, all right, played the harlot. She went against her dignity and lowered herself and went to her father's house. I guess her father's house is refuge, right? As how we say in captivity, mama's boy, daddy's girl, right? That's what's going on here. She went to her father for refuge. Read on.
Verse 3. And her husband arose and went after her
Read on.
to speak friendly unto her.
Yeah, you know, the woman is the weaker vessel, man. You don't want to talk harsh to her. All right. Read on.
And to bring her again.
And to what?
And to bring her again.
And he has no whereabouts that or what she did. Read on.
Having his servant with him and a couple of asses,
Now, that word asses, you know, that means donkey. All right. Read on.
she brought him into her father's house.
She brought him to her Abba's house, right? Read on.
And when the father of the damsel saw him,
Read on.
he rejoiced to meet him.
He rejoiced to meet him, man. That's the one who he paid the dowry to for his wicked sister, man. Read on.
Verse 4. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him.
Did what?
Retained him.
Man, that was brotherly, man. Read on.
And he abode with him 3 days.
3 what?
3 days.
There's that 3 again, man. Read on.
So they did eat and drink and lodged there.
And that's all us men do, man. Eat, drink, and be merry, man. And enjoy each other's company. Because we're all we got. That's why we say brotherhood is a weapon, man.
Right.
Read on.
God. Verse 5. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart.
He rose up to what?
Depart.
Yeah, he was about to skeet. Read on.
And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread.
That's that word morsel, right? Read on.
And afterward, go your way.
Yeah, he wasn't going to let his son-in-law go away hungry. I guess not only was she a whore, she didn't know how to cook either. Read on.
Verse 6. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night.
And tarry what?
All night.
Yeah. Read on.
And let thine heart be merry.
Meaning be happy. Right? Don't ever give your strength unto a wicked woman, man. What's that? I'm paraphrasing. What's that precept? A wicked woman is given unto a wicked man.
God.
All right. Well, have you seen the title to this class, man? This is the unknown woman, man. Unknown woman. This is the unknown woman we're bringing out right now. Read on.
God. Verse 7. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him.
He did what?
Urged him.
Read on.
Therefore he lodged there again.
He bedded down. He stood there. Read on.
Verse 8. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart.
On the 5th day. Read on.
And the damsel's father said, comfort thine heart, I pray thee.
I pray thee, meaning I beg you. I beseech you. I plead with you. Read on.
And they tarried until afternoon.
Read on.
And they did eat both of them.
Now, one time, whores don't cook, man. They eat McDonald's. What's that? Popeyes. Wendy's. All right. It don't take nothing to get on that grill and get you some nurturous food. Right about dietary law, man. Read on.
Verse 9. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Large hair,
Meaning bed down here again. Read on.
that thine heart may be merry,
That thy heart may be happy, may be gracious, of a sound mind. Read on.
and tomorrow get you early on your way.
And to what?
And tomorrow get you early on your way.
So here it is, the Abba of this whore, right? He sees that his son-in-law needs to be sound. Can't be emotional. You're emotional, man. Okay, yeah, that's a big up to Captain Tazariak, man. All right, Captain 13,000 Tazariak, all right? You're emotional. That's a goddamn demon. Everything's a demon. If you stay in counsel with him long enough, everything's a goddamn demon. Being emotional is a demon. Read on.
That thou mayest go home.
That what?
Mayest go home.
Read on.
Verse 10. But the man would not tarry that night.
Read on.
But he rose up and departed and came over against Jebus, Jebus,
Right. The waters.
which is Jerusalem.
Right.
Just so you know, that's Jerusalem before we conquered it.
Concert. The water. Big up my history teacher also for 1,000 Abaja. All right. This is brotherhood where we all chime in. Right. Read on.
God. And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him.
His what?
His concubine also was with him.
Read on.
Verse 11. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn in into this city of the Jebusites,
Jebusites. Right. Read on.
and lodge in it.
Meaning bed down. Blend in. Right. Read on.
Verse 12. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger. That is not of the children of Israel.
Read that again. That is not
we
what?
We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger. That is not of the children of Israel.
We don't sit with them, man. They can't eat off our plate. We don't need nothing from them, man. And the minute you start waking up to who you are according to the scriptures, man, this is a history book, man. Okay? This is our history book. They destroyed us, right? And then they said niggas don't read. That's what they call you, man. A nigga. And that you don't read. That's why you think this is a fairy tale. That this is a white man's book. This is basic instructions before leaving Earth. Read on.
God. Salakia. We will pass over to Gibeah.
Read on, sir.
Verse 13. And he said unto his servant, Come, and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night in Gibeah or in Ramah.
In Ramah. All right, if you've been following this series, you know that word Ramah sounds familiar. Read on.
God. Verse 14. And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down upon them when they were in Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin. Verse 15.
Salakia. Let's get down, for time's sake, let's get down to the meat of it. All right. There's a certain spirit that this brother Right, had. Right, give me drop down to verse 20, Baba Kashaw.
God. Judges chapter 19, verse 20. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howsoever let all thy wants lie upon me. Only lodge not in the street.
Only lodge not in the street, man. Read on.
Verse 21. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses.
Meaning they fed the cattle. Read on.
And they washed their feet and did eat and drink.
All right, that's also our customs, right? We've been around in the truth long enough. We watch each other's feet here. We bear each other's burden. Right? Read on.
Verse 22. Now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into thine house, that we may know him.
Salakis, you guys something to say, sir?
Nah, when I say washing the feet is literally washing the feet. Like back in the day, no different than taking your feet off, you're taking your shoes off when you come into a crib. Basically, everybody would have a jar of water to wash the person's feet when they come in.
Right.
Depending on the person, like depending on the person and their importance, that dictates who washes whose feet. Like in the case of Christ, Judas was supposed to do the washing, but Christ took the bowl first and washed everybody else's feet.
Right.
In this case, you would think that somebody coming to your house, they would usually just grab their feet but since you want to be a good host, you'll say, come down, sit down, I know you have a long journey anyway, I'm not gonna have you doing that. I'm just gonna take the water and wash your feet real quick. It's basically showing that this brother wants to be a good host.
That's right. And you know who's a good host? Black man, Hispanic man, Native American Indian man. Hey, Commander General Yohana.
That's
Wash
right.
his feet. All right. He knows all about washing feet. All right. My brotherhood teachers, they teach about washing feet and bearing people's burdens. Right. You can only find that here in the truth. You can't find that in the streets. You can't find that within whores or with fake Israelite groups or with any of these nations. Right. Big up to Osabaja. Right. Damn right. Verse 23, Baba Kashaw.
Verse 23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly.
Do not what?
Do not so wickedly.
Read on.
See that this man is come into mine house.
Into mine house. Read on.
Do not this folly.
Do not what?
Do not this folly.
Read on.
Verse 24, behold, here is my daughter a maiden, and his concubine.
And his what?
Concubine.
Read on.
Them I will bring out now, and humble ye them.
And do what?
Humble ye them.
Read on.
And do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vow a thing.
We just brought out, man, not a sodomite will enter the kingdom, man. Nor a whore, man. Right? So this father-in-law, right, is defending his son-in-law. I said, don't sleep with this man. Don't ravage this man. Don't destroy this man. Don't commit this wicked sin. All right, read on.
God, verse 25. But the man would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them.
He did what?
Brought her concubine, and brought her forth unto them.
Read on.
And they knew her.
And they did what?
Knew her.
Yeah.
And abused her all night until the morning.
It's like we don't have to go explicit on that. That's very self-explanatory. All right, read on. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, comment.
No,
Go ahead.
it's like it. And when the day began to spring, they let her go.
They did what?
They let her go.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
That's a rapist complete MO.
That's
Once the day began to spring, light outside.
that's right. That's like we said earlier, Jay-Z, 5 o'clock, we be kicking her out.
Well, I was talking about actual raping. You can't rape nobody if I'm talking one.
That's when you kick her out.
Well, usually you're in the back. I imagine rape is some back alley bullshit. So,
Right.
like, if you like literally one of them sickos in the street with a knife, yeah, you're done after like 4:35. Like, and that's exactly the spirit that these brothers have. Like, remind you, they have full reign over this woman, but that rapist spirit and how it operates had them fall in that same line.
And this
It's over once the sun go up. Like that old Houdini song says, the freaks come out.
the
at night.
freaks come out at night. Damn right. And this is our wicked people. All right, in the land of Ephraim. All right, read on.
God, verse 26.
Well, remember that's Benjamin.
Right, they dwelt in the land of Ephraim.
Oh,
This concubine, the Levite.
yeah,
That's she was a Judite from there. She was a Judite.
She was a Judite.
He was a Levite.
And he was a Levite. And also, you also want to remember that's a theft.
Right.
Like this whole thing, like, understand. I'll get this confirmed because I'm probably gonna ask you about this tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure them cats did not know they were raping the Fed's wife.
The father said, "My brothers."
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna call a heathen my brother. Wasn't no heathens.
Meaning like the cats who were at the door saying, "Give us that man so we can do all this," and then they took his wife. They had no idea. More than likely, he was a Levite, meaning he was a priest, making him what we would call a federal agent. Like, meaning they had no idea this man had the full right to chop up her body, give it to every tribe of Israel, and then every tribe would be at your door. They had no idea that was about to happen. They just thought they were getting some pussy like always.
Salaka. The language, sir. Salaka, you jump down. Go ahead, read on, sir.
Verse 26. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house.
Oh, and who was that man? That was her husband. Read on.
Where her Lord was.
That's her husband. That's how you know. That's her husband. Read on.
Till it was light.
So there was what?
Light.
Read on.
Verse 27. And her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way.
Yeah, he about to dip. Read on.
And behold, the woman, his concubine, was falling down at the door of the house, and her hands were open, and her hands were upon the threshold.
She trying to stand up, man. I mean, she don't got violated by a whole army. Right? Read on.
Verse 28. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered.
But what?
But none answered.
Yeah, she was mute. All right, this is what happens when so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, Indian women, right, likes to play the harlot. All right, read on.
Then the man took her up upon an ass.
I'd have dropped her ass like a bad habit. Read on.
And the man rose up and gat him unto his place.
Man, I would have asked for my dowry back, man. Read on.
Verse 28.
Here goes, Sabaja.
And when he was come into his house, he took a knife.
He took a what?
A knife.
Read on.
And laid hold on his concubine.
Laid hold on his concubine. Now, mind you, right, we brought out the word concubine, right? We know that sex is marriage. Read between the lines, man. This is his wife. Read on.
And divided her.
And did what?
Divided her.
Yeah. No whore or sodomite shall enter in the kingdom, man. All right. Read on.
Together with her bones.
To what?
Together with her bones.
Read on.
And to 12 pieces.
How many?
12 pieces.
That's one for each tribe of Israel, man. Read on.
And sent her into all the coast of Israel.
Read on.
Verse 30. And it was so that and it was so that all that saw it said, there was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt until this day.
Until this day, man. See, in Egypt, man, we had the city of the Hebrews, right? That was the lecture at the 47th Passover. That was my first Passover, right? The city of the Hebrews, right? We had our own spot, right? We outgrew them disgusting Egyptians, right? And they wanted to slaughter us. All right, read on.
Consider of it, take advice, and speak your mind.
And speak what?
Your mind.
Read on. As a matter of fact, you can drop that for time's sake. How am I on the time, Bob? Sure.
8:56.
8:56. All right, no sweat. All right, for those of you online, man, we have another example, right? Real life effect, right? It's found in the Ecclesiasticus. Let me get that.
Salakia.
Salakia. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10,
God.
right through 17. You can read that on your own time. And we're pressed for time. All right, so I'm just gonna shout these out. If you have any questions, all right, Lord allow the next series, you can ask your questions. All right, make your comments. All right. Second Esdras. Give me Second Esdras. Give me the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 9 through 10.
God.
All right. We're gonna close these out with the next few precepts. All right. If you're enjoying this series, man, give me a 1. All right, on the comments. All right, sign the sign out sheet, Baba Kashaw. All right, clap it up for the law class, man. Big ups to also Sha'ar for letting me hold it down once again. Okay, this law class is very important, just like our other classes throughout the week.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
For what?
For Esau is the end of the world.
For Esau is the end of the world. Salakia. It's like I don't want to give it away. Give me verse 8, Baba Kashaw.
God, verse 8. And he said unto me, for Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Now picture that, man. These are two manner of people, and they look just alike. All right, read on. There were two manner of people. They were twins, correct?
Right, but one was red, the other was
There were two manner of people.
gone. But they don't look just like that. Just making sure.
They were twins.
Gone, but fraternal, gone.
Right. Read on.
Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world.
For
And
Esau is what?
the end of the world.
Read on.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian. Right. Read on.
Verse 10, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand.
That's the other nations, man. Them Hamites, them Arabs, them Chinese. That's what betwixt the heel means, man. You drop that, give me the book of Romans, right? The book of Romans, chapter 9. Verse 12, verse 13, Salakia.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I what?
Love.
That's you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian woman and child. Read on.
But Esau have
But
who? Esau have I hated.
Have I hated, man. The most high power, man. The the God of this Bible, right? He hates.
That's
He discriminates, man.
right.
He is not a respecter of persons, man. He gave you law, statutes, and commandments to live by, to abide by, all right, to show thyself approved unto him, man.
That's right.
Okay. All right, you can drop that. Give me the book of Hebrews, Baba Kishore. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 16. You got a question? Go ahead.
God. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16.
Read
Lest
on.
there be any fornicator,
Any what?
fornicator,
Y'all already know what that means, man. Read on.
or profane person,
Or who?
profane person,
Read on.
as Esau,
As what?
Esau,
Read on.
who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
There's that word morsel again, man. And sold his birthright, man. His birth that was never his, man. All right. It could never be his. All right. Read on.
Verse 17. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected.
He was what?
Rejected.
He was what?
Rejected.
Don't be rejected, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Don't be the unknown brother or the unknown woman. Don't be a Hottentot Venus, man. Separate from these disgusting nations, man, they spirit, man. Gird up thy loins. Take a pride in your dignity, man. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Read on.
For he found no place for repentance.
Found no place for repentance, man. Any more on that?
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Them wicked harlots, man, them whores, man. They'll lie to you both face in the face, man, with tears in their eyes too. All right. Now you know where you learned it from. Any more on that? We can end it with Baruch. Give me the book of Baruch. All right, and the Apocrypha. Baruch chapter 4, verse 1, Baba Kishore. Like, share, and subscribe, Israel. Sign the sign-in sheet. All right. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Come through these doors. You know, a lot of us spent like 5-6 years in these streets just listening. All right, before you got called up out the world, man. Get involved, man. You can't get to camp. You don't know how to cook. All right, you want to be that Proverbs 31, right? Share the class. Hit the like button. All right, that's sufficient. You know, I'll take that. You got that, sir?
God, Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High.
Of the what?
The Most High.
Read on.
And the Lord that endureth forever.
And this is what?
And the Lord that endureth forever.
And this is the law class, man. This is where you're going to learn this from, man. Read on.
Or they that keep it shall come to life.
Show what?
Come to life.
Read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
Yeah, and if you're out in the world, in these streets, man, right, you're going to die.
Right.
See, there's a difference whether or not you're in the truth or you're in the school. Okay. Read that from the top again, Baba Kishore.
God, Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, of the Most High, and the Lord that endureth forever.
No, sometimes.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. Read on.
Or they that keep it shall come to life.
Shall come to life, man. Right out of the valley of dry bones, out of the destruction. Read on.
but such as leave it shall die.
Shall die, man. You left this truth, man. You dead. You are dead. You the walking dead, man. Read on.
Verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob,
Oh, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Read on.
and take hold of it.
And take what?
Hold of it.
No, throw it in the trash.
Hold of it.
Read on.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Yeah. Walk. Read on.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
Be what?
Illuminated.
Meaning you're gonna shine, man. Read on.
Verse 3. Give not thine honor to another.
The dignity, black man, Hispanic man, woman, and children.
That's right.
That dignity, that's the honor, man.
Right.
Read on.
Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
Hey, what?
Strange nation.
And if they're not one of us, man, they're a strange nation. They're a heathen, man. Don't give nothing of worth, man. None of your talents, man. Separate. Read. Drop down to verse 6.
God. Verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations.
You were what?
Sold to the nations.
Come on, man. This ain't new, man. That's where you got your sexual immorality, man. That's how you learned how to rape black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. You turned out our women. Because you were sold to the nation. You were, what was that? Buck breaking, right?
Right.
Sex farms. Y'all know this. Read on.
Not for your destruction.
Not for what?
Your destruction.
Read on.
But because he moved the Most High to wrath.
To what?
To wrath.
Read on.
Ye were delivered unto the enemy.
Unto what?
The enemy.
All these nations are what?
Enemy.
Read on.
Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
Unto what?
Devils.
All these nations are what?
Devils.
Read on.
And not to the Most High.
And not to the Most High power, man. And with that, I'm Peace Nosa of 500. Y'all will stop your Allah out of One West headquarters. All right. And I'll pass the class over to Peace Nosa 500, Officer Sha'al.
Clap it up for the class.
Well, salute.
Men of Israel, Ahmadiyyan, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmadiyyan Shabbat. Ahmadiyyan, Barak. Yajamata, which means hands down, saw face, sister. Ahmadiyyan, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmadiyyan Shabbat. Ahmadiyyan, Barak.
Yahweh Shema Al-Fam Ba'Shim Yahshua.
Yajamata, which means hands down. Class dismissed.
That's it.